guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So guys, in this video I'll be making frames. So I'm going to show you step by step how I go about making frames. So I have 3 pieces of board right here that is pre-cut to the correct measurement. We have the top bar that is measuring 19 inches, the side bar that is measuring 9 inches and 1/4, the bottom bar that is measuring 17 inches and a half. So when you're making your frames, guys, you want to have a template. So you will have to use one of your frames that you have already to use it as a guide. So you will have to find one of your best frames and disassemble it and use it as a guide. The reason why you want to use one of your best frame, because you will be getting the exact clone of that frame. So if you want your frames to look really nice and everything, every cut that you're making be exact as that frame, you will have to disassemble one of your best frame and use. So I have done that. Here's the top bar, so I'm going to use this to give me the cuts exactly like this to get my top bars. So guys, I'm using 2x4. I want to get as much as possible piece of top bars from this 2x4. If I turn it like this, guys, I will only get one piece this way, because you see not much is going to leave to give me a second one this way. So if I flip it like this, I get a much wider space scrap piece leave. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm not going to cut this as exact, the top bar as exact like this, thick as this. I'm going to take off piece of it, so I will be able to get 2 top bar this way. So I'm going to lay the top bar on the table saw and line up my fence flush with the top bar. So that's flush. I'm going to go at the next end and use my clamp and clamp the fence that it don't move, and then I will start to rip the 2x4 to this size, this thickness. You can see that the top bar, the fence is flush with the top bar. So I'm going to remove it right now and start ripping down the 2x4 here. So I'm going to start up the table saw right now. I'm going to cut. Let's finish ripping the top bars. As you can see, I got 3 cuts, and this piece of scrap, this will go in the pile, the scrap pile. So we are working with 3 pieces now, guys, and this 3 piece will be split in half again. So we're going to get 6 top bars in total. So I'm going to line up the fence to split it down to this measurement now. It's actually going to be a little bit thinner than this thickness that you're looking at. When I set the measurement, I'm going to let you guys know how much I set it as. Okay guys, so the measurement is set to 3/4 of an inch. The saw blade is not in the measurement, guys. So I'm going to go ahead now, start up the saw and rip them down. You can see now, guys, we have 6 pieces of board that is going to be the top bar. So we're going to put these aside and focus on the sidebars, guys. So with the sidebars now, I don't want to go ahead and start ripping the sidebars to this measurement right away. I don't want to start ripping it to this thickness as yet, because we'll have to run it on the rotor to get the notches, and we don't want to do that single. We want to do it like this. So we're going to try and get this thickness from this 2x4. So we'll have to cut the 2x4 a little thinner. We'll have to take off piece of it, as you can see. So we're going to set the thickness right now. So that's it. I'm just going to clamp the fence and then rip the 2x4. As you can see, this was removed from the 2x4. We don't need this scrap pile. So now we have the thickness. We're going to go over to the rotor. I'm going to leave the bottom bar for last, guys. So we're going to work on the rotor now with the side bar and the top bar. I will have to run back the top bar and the table saw. So we're on the rotor table now. So what I'm doing, I use one of the sidebar from the frame that I disassemble to set the fence to cut the notch. This will be the notch for the top bar. So you want to make sure that the siding, it have enough space. When the rotor bit cut the groove, enough space will leave on the side that is going to give you your B space, and the bit is flush with the groove in the top bar, so it will create that same groove again in the board that you're going to cut. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to start up the rotor now and then cut the notch. So here is it, guys. So we cut the groove for the top bar with a larger rotor bit. I went ahead and changed out the rotor bit now to a smaller bit that is going to cut the groove for the bottom bar. You can use the same groove for the bottom bar, but just because I want to get as much as possible bottom bar from the 2x4, I'm working with a smaller bit, so the bottom bars, they will be much narrow. So I'm going to go ahead now and cut the bottom bar groove. That's a bottom bar notch, guys. So I'm going to go over on the table saw now and rip this board now to get the sidebars. Just rip them to their thickness that they should be. I use a sidebar for the template to get the thickness that I want, and the fence is set flush to it. So I just clamp it in place, and then I go ahead now and I'm going to rip this board. So I'm going to remove the sidebar and start up the table saw. So guys, after I finish ripping them, this is what I end up with. So I have to make one last cut now on the rotor table to cut the the notch in the sides to give the bee space, so when the two frames go together they can go in between the frames. So I'm going to do that now, guys. Okay, guys, so we're over on the rotor table again. So in order to get this little space here and the sidebars, you will have to flush the sidebar with the rotor bit and the fence, guys, as you can see. So the rotor fence will have to have a notch that the bit can go into, because we're not going to use all of the rotor bit. So you flush the original piece of sidebar onto the bit, and then you flush the fence flush with your sidebar, and then you clamp it in place and you're ready to make a cut. So I'm going to start up the rotor now and then do those cuts. So that's how the sidebars they are made, guys. So pretty much they're finished. They just want the holes in them now wherever the fishing line is going to run, or the stainless wire is going to run. You can freehand drill the holes, or you can have a template. Like for me, I use this plastic frame, one of the plastic frame. I cut it, end up scrap it down, so I have this sidebar here. So I pre-drill the holes, and then when I'm ready, I line up the holes in the middle with on the board sidebar, and then use the drill to drill the holes. So that's pretty much the sidebars. We're going to finish up the top bars. The bottom bars, they are the simplest, guys. The top bars, guys, to finish them up. Now you want to get this lip here that is going to be the frame rest that is going to sit on the box. So you want to put it like this against the fence and the blade, and you're going to lower the blade. If the blade is too low, you adjust it to where it is just right, where it flush with the bottom here. So whenever you adjust the blade, you clamp the fence in place and you're ready to make your cut, guys, your first cut. Guys, as you can see, I did that. Now I'm going to remove the top bar, and then I'm going to start the table saw and run these boards, the top bar boards, and get my first cut. Guys, as you can see, I made my first cut to get the lip. So this part will be the part that is going to sit on the box, and now this part is going to cut off. We're going to cut off this section, so it is done on the opposite side. The same thing is being done on the opposite side. So the next step now, guys, is to get your original top bar again, and then you're going to move the fence and set it in position. You're going to set the fence in position now, guys. You push the top bar towards the blade, flush with the blade, and then you flush the fence with the end of the top bar, and then you lower the blade. So you're going to lower the blade to where the blade just flush with the bottom side right here of the top bar. So whenever you get that, you just clamp your fence in place, and then you're ready to make your cut. Start up at the table saw again, and then cut off this board right here, to get my lip. So guys, as you can see, we have our lip now. So the next thing is to get the notch, guys. So you put the notch over the saw blade, and you will have to lower the saw blade, adjust the saw blade, guys, to where the top bar is sitting flush on the table saw. It's sitting flush right now, and then you adjust your fence, flush it and clamp it in place, and you're ready to make your groove. So the fence had been clamped in place, so I'm going to remove the top bar and then start up the table saw to make my notch. So guys, the notch is cut into the top bar now, so we'll have to make our notch now at the sides here to get the sidebars to fit. So we're going back at the rotor table now to make our cut. Okay guys, so I change the rotor bit. I will put the size bit on the screen. So I adjust the bit to the height here in the notch. So I place the original top bar on the rotor table flush, and then I adjust the height of the bit, guys. So I adjust the rotor and I set the bit height. So that is in place now. Then I also flush the fence against the top bar lip. So the fence is being clamped in place, the bit is where it should be. Start up now and cut the notches. So we are here now. Top bar is completed and the sidebars. So I'm going to try and fit the sidebars to the top bars. You can see they fit good. So that's it, guys. They fit perfect. So now we need our bottom bar to complete this video, guys. So we are here with our 2x4 that measures 17.5. So remember the bit that I use to cut this bottom groove. Here is it. I'm going to use it to set my fence on the table saw. So I'm just going to clamp the fence in place now. Okay guys, so the fence is set. I'm going to go ahead now and cut the bottom bars, guys. Okay guys, so these boards, they are cut to the thickness of the rotor bit. So we have 6 pieces, so now we're going to cut them again. So when we're finished, I will see how much we get. So we're going to use the same thickness to, so we're actually cutting them in squares. So we're going to run them again now on the table saw. Guys, I finished ripping the bottom bars. Now I got 18 piece of bottom bar from that one piece of 2x4. So that's how I try to stretch the boards and get as much from them. And this is very firm to be the bottom bar. It's not lanky or anything like that is going to break or so, because the bottom bar isn't going to bear a lot of pressure. It isn't going to get any prying or anything like that. It's mostly the top bar that is going to get beat up. So I'm going to assemble the frame now, and that will be it, guys. For video purpose, I'm going to assemble one of the frames, guys. I would normally use the frame jig that assemble 10 frame at a time, but for video purpose I'm just going to quickly do one. So what I do with the drill, guys, I drill in the center of the top bar, the side bar, a hole to offset the nail. So this is the pilot hole, guys, right in the middle. So this will prevent the board from splitting when I drive the nail. I don't have a staple gun at the moment, so this is how I do it, guys. I find the center of the top bar and I drill my hole for the nail. Same thing over here. And for one of the bottom bar. So that's it. I'm going to nail them up now. I have my 4 nails and I'm going to use my glue. The glue is not a must, but to get a stronger hole for the top bars, since there you will have to pry them upwards when you're getting them out the hive. When the bees apply the propolis, just add the glue. I don't do it for the bottom bar, guys, because the bottom bar won't be getting any prying. So I just insert the top bar in the side bars, and then I'm going to apply my nail. Guys, here's the frame, quick and easy. Finish assembling the frame. It is square. Check it with the square. So that's it, guys. Basically right now you just want the holes on the sides, and then you wire up the frame, and that's it. So that's how I go ahead and make my frames. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Really appreciate the time you take to watch these videos. So please, I ask you please to like the video, comment, leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. If you appreciate the video or your suggestion, please to subscribe to the channel and help me to grow the channel, guys. So until next time, guys, peace.
You know, system we are create waves like the ocean, yeah. When you're there, better than your son, no the explosion, and we make the commotion, yeah. They even dance for them, watch we have emotion, deep and we slow down, yeah. We do it first, got them soft like lotion, and waves like the ocean, yeah. When I never see a phone sound, never see a phone sound strong. Never the time for rely on people to make my move, and never saw me grow up. And I know say me hype, I know you're probably right, but if you not have no pride, I guess anything goes. Me I live my life telling me I'm one. I used to be that little kid, now I am the grown.